Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about module 7, rise of OTT platforms. We will cover the emergence of OTT platforms, how different OTT platforms that entered India were in competition with the ones in India already, and then we'll move on to the emergence of web series, and we'll be talking about the cultural economy and how it has established a fan base in India, and then looking into its implication and little bit on analysis. Now moving on with the introduction or rise of OTT platforms, when exactly can we trace? India is one of the fastest growing market for digital technologies, and we see a rise of indigenous cellular network companies like Jio, Bharti Airtel, etc., leading the mobile network, which gives us access to internet data and also high speed internet at the same time, which ultimately leads to streaming of various shows that we can watch in our cell phones. Now, recently, technological advancements that we already had covered earlier uh, gives us this convenience, to watch shows online, or as they call it, video on demand services. And then we now have what we call as over the top, which is OTT. Now this OTT has changed the scenario altogether, placing itself in global market. We see that it has taken over TV, uh, uh, and not just TV but TV series as well. Now in the discussion on TV series, we see how it catered to a certain kind of audience. Now when we talk about OTT and video on demand kind of services, we see it is catering to a different kind of audience. Now who are these audiences who are consuming these series, or as they are famously called, web series? The OTT bypasses all these distributors like cable, broadcast, satellite television and other platforms, and generally they act themselves as collector and controller and distributor at the same time. This the sole gateway to consumer in the age of traditional media. And with this, we also see television networks or multiple system operators coming in this category. With OTT, the content creator can interact with the audience directly. So, this is one very important aspect of OTT. People are in direct conversation with the kind of content they are watching. It was not previously like that. It has become more linear through the smartphone app. So each OTT will have an app, either you use it in a system or an or in your cell phone, and then it gives you the convenient of time and place to watch from wherever you want. OTT and web contents generate does encourage a membership mindset. So, with the coming of OTT, we see that there is something called a membership mindset. Now, with this membership mindset, two things can be observed. First, in television, where these TV series wanted their ardent viewers to be very loyal to that particular channel in that prime time. Similarly, they are also coming with a membership mindset, where when they take membership, they have to be ardent followers of that particular app or channel. So we see that a subscription based or pay on demand model of revenue has entered India, which traditionally been averse to such kinds of expenditure on entertainment. Now, India is not a country, as it is a very different and diverse nation. We see that India is not fond of paying for entertainment. Now, how did it work in India? Because it brought in a subscription based model. Is most of the population in India watching these OTT platforms, or how is it? How does it function? Now we see that it has come to a point that most of the renowned people, associates in CEO kind of positions, have also stated that India is one of the fastest growing and most competitive market for these online streaming and OTT platforms. they have also a certain few reasons for why India is the fastest growing. First is that we see a conjunction of favorable economic, technological, infrastructural, demographic factors in recent years has enabled increased internet usage. So, there are an amalgamation of favorable things that happened which helped the market to grow. Economic, technological advancements, infrastructural building, and also other demographic factors. Then affordability of cell phones. So cell phones have also become cheap. In 10,000 nowadays, we can get a very good smartphone which will let us access various different apps and these OTT platforms, and we can at a convenience of our time and place, we can watch these series. The third point being cheaper data packages. So if we remember, Jio initially when it was launched came up with a 99 rupee package which gave a certain amount of data pack along with um, same network, talking or calling free. Faster broadband network and cellular data connectivity. So, because of faster broadband and cellular data connectivity, it is very easy to download these web series or use these OTT platforms to watch. Improved bandwidth, even the bandwidth has increased. So the technological advancements that we were talking about is directly hinting at how it has evolved with time or how it has changed. Now with the entry of global players like Netflix and Amazon Prime, so in a year gap they both were launched in India. The video on demand platforms of the Seattle based online retailer adding a competitive edge to the Indian OTT ecosystem. And with that, we see there are other uh, bodies entering India. But it all started with Ditto TV in 2012, which was launched by Zee. And from there, we see we have the Eros International, which entered the OTT market. And Eros was basically known for music. And from there, we see Amazon Prime and also Netflix coming in. So, Star India's Hotstar is amongst them who are battling to become the largest OTT platform. Viacom's Voot, then Zee's Ditto TV, Balaji Telefilms Alt Balaji, and Sony's Sony Live. These are few coming from the broadcasting giants, and then we have players like Spool and two global streaming giants which are independent players. Now we see the rise and growth of OTTs in India, how it has happened. Though it started in 2012, when we see exactly OTT hitting large population, large masses all together and bringing in the discourse of what is called cultural economy. Now this cultural economy, how this works is very important to note. The culture, it could be anything, it could be films, it could be music, it could be art, which is used to generate monetary benefits. That is what is we call as cultural economy. Now this OTT is placed on what we call as cultural economy. Now the PwC did a study, and the report says India will be one of the top 10 OTT markets in the world by the end of the forecast period. It was said somewhere around 2018, and now we are in 2024. The rise of OTT can be traced back to Ditto TV, which happened in 2012, and then Eros International came with on-demand entertainment platforms, also known as Eros Now. So Eros was doing quite well after Ditto TV, and it launched offering customers access to the world's largest collection of premium Indian entertainment. So most of the films that were circulated by Eros were of premium quality. 200 titles in several languages including Hindi and Tamil. Now, with that, we see that it had the rights to more than 5,000 movies and around 250,000 audio tracks from 13 Indian music labels providing music content. And then this platform grew very soon, very quickly, from what we call as 28.7% to 13 million paid subscribers and 128 registered users worldwide as of September 2018. So that this data tells us that the future of OTT is reasonably good in Indian market. Now, Eros did not limit itself to the Indian audience. This was one of the Indian giants who penetrated with EQE, the largest Chinese online streaming service in China. And Eros has become the first South Asian OTT player to penetrate the Chinese digital space. So we see how, so many apps, so many other technological advancements by other countries are banned in China. But Eros making it happen is very impressive. Now, prior to that, we have YouTube as well. Before coming of Ditto TV, we see other series or web series kind of items getting released in YouTube. The popular video sharing website created in 2005. Indians could think of when they wanted to watch video on demand, they would go to YouTube. There were other sites as well, which are like the torrent sites. Apart from there, they could also rent films on YouTube. It is still, this feature is still available in YouTube to rent, which was very much similar to video on demand. Now, launched in 2015, the next OTT, which is Hotstar. It's a premium streaming service owned by Novi Digital Entertainment. It's a subsidiary of Star and wholly owned by the Walt Disney Company. So it is called Disney Plus Hotstar. This Hotstar tried growing young adult demographic, an alternative to YouTube, by offering high quality curated content, and then it featured very targeted advertising according to CEO Sanjay Gupta. Now Hotstar is trying to be very strategic in nature, and the kind of strategies that it is employing is interesting. So what it is doing is that it is offering the youths some young adult demographic kind of entertainment, and it is high quality content. Along with that, it is targeting advertisement as well, according to the CEO. The current market leader with over 150 million users. So when the last this book was written, it was Hotstar, and then we see it is available in 17 language, quite diverse. Ad supported service. So in between the series or episodes, we see these ads coming in, and you cannot skip the app. You have to give your suppose say 30 seconds without skipping the ad. You cannot continue with the episode. 2 subscription based tiers in India and secured exclusive digital rights to the global sensation Game of Thrones in 2019, and with its episodes running in and around till 2019, and they got the rights of this particular show along with 2019 Cricket World Cup. So this is in a way catering to the global audience as well as to the Indian and South Asian audience, because they're very strategically taken the rights of Cricket World Cup, and it is larger than what they call as Super Bowl or even FIFA World Cup. So we see how they planned ahead and took the rights of these two events. Now, according to 2018 Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we see the digital media market grew 29.4% in 2017 to 28.8%. So, the growth is almost 50% that is reported. Now, we also see that there are several favorable intersectional conditions and factors that are driving this growth. So, what are those? First, we see that the internet users in India has risen fivefold. So now everyone can afford internet, most of them can afford internet in India. So that acted as an advantage, that is the first advantage. The aggressive launch of telecom service providers like Jio in September, like it shook the telecom sector, and with that again we see a lot of new members coming in, more numbers. So it's all about how many consumers which you can have. Now, resulting in even cheaper data prices, expanding geographic uh, coverage. So, with Digital India also, after its launch in 2015, India got connected in all demographies, whether it's rural, semi-rural, semi-urban, you these small cities, towns, everywhere. So, the connectivity improved, and then we see as a result the amount of time that Indians spent on video and entertainment apps rose by 85% in 2017 from the previous years, which is quite astonishing. And this market's research was done by a group app called Annie. Again, according to PwC, the leading source to have conducted all these studies, and the report that it publishes, mobile TV internet is one of the fastest growing area, and in India a third of smartphones users are watching TV. So, one third of the people who have smartphones, not phones, we are talking about smartphones, are using it to watch TV on their devices. Another significant contributory factor for the growing of the market is the booming 33 billion e-commerce market. For example, we have Flipkart, Indian based, which was founded in 2007 by Sachin and Binny Bansal. And then we have Amazon as a tough competitor, but since Amazon is not an Indian company, this significant contributor is kept outside. We have the subsidiary Myntra, an e-fashion commerce portal acquired in 2014. There was Jabong, which is now closed. It is again been incorporated by Myntra. And then we have Snapdeal, which is taken over by Flipkart, its domestic rival at one point. Ola, Uber, Nykaa, Big Bazaar, Swiggy, and many more app-based services. So initially these other than Flipkart, Snapdeal and Nykaa, the others did not had these apps. Like for example, Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar initially was a store. It was like a mall, like Reliance, you know, where they sell cosmetics, they sell grocery, one-stop shop kind of a thing. Also clothes. So they did not had the app, but later on, seeing the market drive of all the other e-commerce, they came up with apps as well. Then we have the popular marketing strategy for OTT to collaborate with many of these e-commerce portals. So, what these Netflix and Amazon Prime and other such OTT platforms do is they collaborate with them. So, they might say that since it is cricket season, we could give some rebate in subscription, or if you are watching some show, we will give you some discount on Swiggy or Zomato, some extra 20% discount on Swiggy or Zomato, and therefore it is beneficiary for both. They are in a way promoting each other, these e-commerce brands and OTT at the same time. Then begins the India's streaming wars. Now, when we talk about India's streaming wars, we see the arrival of Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. Now, apart from the coming up of Netflix and Amazon, we also have something called now as originals. Netflix originals and Amazon originals, where these giants, these OTT giants, are themselves producing, bringing in directors, doing all the niche work, and then releasing it, calling it Netflix originals. Amazon entered India in around 2013 as an e-commerce company, and then it was a subscription based program. So even Amazon as an e-commerce company was subscription based. So somewhere around 999 plan that they came up with, where you can shop as well as you can watch Prime videos. So this was their marketing strategy, as you can say. Now, with this, they also said that shipping will be free, and they were also giving the members 1 day delivery, like places like Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai. So this was quite a plan for people, that you get 999 membership, or somewhere around 1499, and then you can shop, you can watch, you can get free shipping, you can get 1 day delivery, anything is possible. So this worked for Amazon, and then by 2012 Amazon Prime came, a year after Netflix. Netflix was launched in January 2016 at a 499 price range, as we can say, to drive customer loyalty through features such as ultimate 1 day deliveries and early access to lightning deals. So they also had some big billion sale. So this big billion sale is going live for from so and so date. But if you are a member, you will get some 24 hours extra before to access these deals. Now, Gaurav Gandhi, Chief Operating Officer of Viacom Digital, says that these are the digital arms of media houses that run the online video, like Wood describe it as a very disruptive price point. So Viacom in a way is not happy with the way Netflix and Amazon is performing with regards to price point, the things that they are giving. Now, for example, let's say Viacom does not have a e-commerce brand, right? E-commerce company. Now, how are they going to launch themselves with Amazon? So that is a question, and that is why he raises this question. Amazon Video Service, as it was in United States, they came up with something new, a new kind of a membership, bundled with its Prime membership, which offers free shipping and e-commerce, etc. It launched its streaming media device. So now it is a device, it's not an app anymore. You can use this device in televisions, the Amazon Fire TV stick. And because India was in a position to fight against the other markets, it has proved itself from the time the OTT giants landed in India. It was launched only in 5 nations. First, it was United States, second it was UK, then Germany and Japan, and lastly it was India. So India is the 5th market where exclusively it was launched. So it is in fact an indicator to tell us that what India is doing in terms of market, because of the population, the reason could be the large population. We see that uh, India has already become one of the top leading markets for these OTT platforms. Now, Hastings notes that India is hugely important to Netflix because it's one of the strongest internet markets. So, with the subscription rates going so low, Netflix feels that India has the strongest internet market. and adding India has the highest growth among all Asian markets as well. Now, these paid services of Netflix and Amazon are competing against nearly 30 other Indian grown streaming portals. So, these are two outsiders who are competing with 30 insiders, and many of which give away popular sports and local language programs for free. So, the other 30 Indian programs that we have are giving these the ones that the audience likes so much, for example popular sports and also regional language programs for free. This is how they are bringing in their consumers or viewers, increasing the number of viewers. OTT as disruptive innovators, local content is king. Now, the debate of art versus content, which we will discuss in a while, is important because OTT has established that local content has now become king. How this happened? First, that the language barrier is almost now on the edge, because any regional content that becomes very famous, instantly the dubbing or the subtitle in various different languages are launched. So, it gives access to people who do not speak that language, and therefore, the popularity just double folds because of the access to dubbing or in the particular language. Or it could be like for example, if it is a show in Telugu, for example Rana Naidu was one of the top rated shows, and it was indeed made in Telugu, but it was made available in Hindi as well. Now, what was the positive of it getting released in Hindi was the thing that many people in and around the North Indian belt who actually do not speak Hindi well but understand had the access to watch that particular show. For example, Bengal. People in Bengal, many people, if not considering the rural Bengal, many people in the cities do understand Hindi, and therefore reaching out to them via the Hindi language was easy. So, they could infiltrate through regions of Bengal as well. Long-term ramification of the entry of Netflix and Amazon Prime in the Indian cinema ecosystem will be the content market. So, if they would have ventured or had tried to venture into the Indian cinema ecosystem, it will be on the basis of content market, as industry players and analysts like Gaurav Gandhi says. And on these OTT platforms investing millions of dollars to develop Indian film and series and making it the next big growth market. They are investing so much of money to develop these films and series, which they are calling original series in India. Now, the first Indian original series drama about professional cricket called Inside Edge came in 2017, and it was conceptualized by Amazon. So, technically Amazon is the first to come with Amazon Originals, coming with a show called Inside Edge. It was a drama about cricket which came in 2017, and next came Netflix Sacred Games, which became huge popular. It was a workplace sitcom, a music, then came many workplace sitcoms, musical reality shows, dating programs and other comedy shows as well. Now, people note that Netflix and Amazon realize that the fact that independent of their international library, local content is extremely important in India. Now, there is a point where they realize that with the kind of library they have, the international library, it is not going to function in India as it has functioned elsewhere, and therefore they need to change their dynamics in India. The local became very important for Amazon and Netflix, therefore. Despite its original premium subscription pricing, we see Netflix, which is aiming to produce at least 5 to 6 Indian originals a year, uh, is betting that Indian customers will judge its Netflix series movies favorably compared to their local TV dramas, with their broad storyline, low production values and high quality shows. Now, look at Netflix intention, or a foreign body who has come into India starting their own originals, and what they are doing is that they are saying that as compared to the local uh, programs, local web shows, local series that are coming on other streaming platforms, this in a way will cater to a broader storyline, even it is if it is vernacular in nature. So, for example, MX players, okay, they are talking about more vernacular shows, like a show called Indu, released in Bengali, is extremely popular in Bengal. And when we talk about shows, original shows in Netflix, we see that they are talking about a broader storyline. So it is talking about a particular issue, maybe, which is black marketing, okay, and it is indeed everywhere. So people can connect with this issue of black marketing. For example, the show Farzi. Now, Farzi is about how a person who was an artist, like he was a very good artist, uh, is very poor, and the ethics initially does not allow him to lower his morale or morals, and then one day he decides that it is too much, let's start printing notes. And this printing notes is not a very localized thing, it's happening in all localities. So you see, this is a in a way a broader storyline, but production cost is low and the quality is high. Now, these digital platforms, again like Netflix or Amazon, are offering local and regional content in India through both licensing it from local content providers and also producing it in-house as high priority. For instance, it tied up with acclaimed filmmaker Anurag Kashyap's production company Phantom Films to create original series, and which was called and critically acclaimed Sacred Games, which was released in 2018. The second season came on because it was such a hit with Netflix originals. The second season came on, or it was released on 15th August 2020. Now, with this, the kind of analysis that we are getting out of it, they are all about talking about local content and broader local content with high value that they are uh, uh, promising to give, with again using very low cost production. Similarly, Amazon has reportedly earmarked an investment of 2000 crore for acquiring and producing content in India. Now, though initially it started, Amazon was the first to start with Amazon Originals with Inside Edge, we now see that it is investing 2000 crores, looking at the kind of success Netflix got, and it is creating its own library of international movies and shows, adding the Indian content to that. Amazon Prime Video is expanding, offering in vernacular languages to have an edge over the other competitors. And then Asim Chabra points out Netflix had made a big mistake initially to start slow with the Indian content, and therefore Amazon took over. With both these giants tapping into massive pre-existing fan bases of three Khan superstars, they are bringing in these superstars also to their platforms. So we see that Amazon secured the rights to Bollywood megastars like Salman Khan and Amir Khan for Thugs of Hindustan. Netflix took the rights for Shah Rukh Khan's film, another A-lister. So, it is very interesting to note the kind of balance, imbalance, the kind of competition they are having. It is like a neck to neck competition where they are contending for content as well as they are contending for mass production. The kind of films that these Khans are bringing in is mostly for the masses, and they are catering to the broader stories or broader storyline and making it still relevant for the vernacular.